Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are on the planet. We are Chris and Tammy. We're hosting from Daytona Beach, Florida. And we're about 5 more weeks here in Daytona Beach, Florida. And then we're flying back to Toronto, Canada, where is our home turf. And we're looking
Yeah,
forward
missing the kids, missing missing our friends.
yeah, see our family and everything else. Folks, this morning, my morning, our session is about the back office and setting up your payments and looking at your business, the business menu that is available to you, and we'll share all that to you in a moment. Before we begin here, as people are all signing in, we want to welcome all of you here. Robert, great to have you here. Benjamin, welcome, welcome, welcome. Bakshir from Bangladesh, welcome. Let's see here. We have Collins from the UK. Wonderful.
Oh,
Great
you
to have
missed
you here.
Shakita, Chris.
Excuse me.
You missed Shakita. They were
Shakita, I am
here
so sorry.
super
Welcome,
early.
welcome, welcome. There's so many posts here that I'm
I
just getting.
know.
It's kind of small.
I don't want to miss
Dardo,
anybody.
welcome. Great to have you here. We have investment guidance. Great to have you here. Let's see here. Steve, great to have you from the Philippines. Oh, that's really nice. It's actually 10 p.m. for you right now, so it's a little late. Great to have you here. Esther from Accra, Ghana. Great to have you. Yvonne from the UK. Welcome, welcome. Agatha from Cape Coast. That is such a beautiful place. I remember we
Oh,
went there in
yes.
2016
I remember in Cape
or 14
Coast. Yeah,
or
we had a
16 or
great
so.
time.
Kim from Florida, great to have you here. Flora from Belgium, welcome, welcome, welcome. Salvador from Texas. Let's see here. We're free to join Biz Idea. Great to have you here. We have Jack Flora. Great to have you from Accra, Ghana. Danielle from Maria, California. Let's see here. We have Michelle and Glenn. We have Mélanie. Bonjour, Guylaine. De Sainte-Anne de la Pérade de Québec. Bienvenue. Let's see here. We have Kelly, we have Andrews, we have Zolta, we have Mark Stevens. Hey, folks, keep them coming. We're awesome. It's awesome. So everybody can see.
Courtney, welcome. Bernard, welcome.
Yeah, I know
Awesome.
we can go on and on and on, and we really really appreciate you guys
Yes.
participating. So again, let's go ahead and share my screen. Let's do that. Here we go. Okay, actually, I want to show this right now. The back office. Okay, 1 second. Am I not sharing my screen?
And in today's session, while Chris is doing that, in today's session, we want to open it up to questions as well, because we want to focus on the back office so you really understand it so that you're able to help other people to do it. At the end of the day, everything in network marketing is about duplication. And a lot of the times, the key people show up to these sessions, and most people don't show up to the live sessions or even the recordings. So it's so important to plug people in, to keep people informed, to help people pass their challenges, to
Mhm.
be able to help them move forward so that they can grow. And it's crazy because a lot of people, they join and they never even plug into their back office, or they might go in once. But the thing is, it's always evolving. I don't know about you guys. Say yes in the chats if you've noticed over time. There's lots of new things that are happening. So when there's new things happening, we need to make sure that we're informed so that we can help and inform other people on what's new.
I agree, Tammy. And here's the thing that's really important here, folks. As you begin your business with GotBackup, and here's the honest truth is most people don't even install the software on
Mhm.
their computer or on their cell phones, right? It's a wonderful business opportunity, folks. It's absolutely amazing. Tammy and I are doing really well. We're grateful for GotBackup and the opportunity. But folks, the service is really good. I use it every single day. Everything that I do and that I share is on the cloud. So it's important that you do this. But I know that along the way, you're going to have some challenges. Maybe some of you are not so oriented towards the technology. It's a little bit foreign to you, and you may need a little bit more support. And it's one of the reasons why we do these Saturday trainings. Now, I know that there's a support system here, and I want to talk about it because I think one of the challenge that we recognize with the support system is people tend to not follow up on the response and in expecting that they're going to receive an email back. And in some cases, it may happen. And let me give you an example here. This is the screen I'm focusing on. That's my right screen. So what's happening here, folks? You notice the live chat here. They may not be live, but let's say you forgot your account. Let me.
Chris, we're not seeing anything.
What are you talking about? Aren't you seeing the screen here? My
Oh,
mouse.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were in the back office. Okay.
So
Go
what
ahead.
happens here is you notice there's a live chat button here. This live chat is actually there in the event you forgot your password. So if you click on this, you can put your name, your email, and your question. Okay. And then you submit it. So in this case, it's understandable that you can't log in. So that's one way. For example, let's say that your credit card expiry date has changed, or maybe there was not enough funds there for whatever reason, and you need help to reactivate it, to reactivate the account. That's one way to go about it. Okay. The other thing too is obviously you want to log in. Okay. So as you log in here, okay, so let me just log in into my account. I'm doing this because some folks here might be very, very new, very green at this, and I kind of want to walk you through this. Remember, there is a phone number here that you can also reach out. Okay. And forget your affiliate login, click here. Notice the click was there. You can click on that also. And this here is, I want to start with this, the support. Okay, I want to explain how this works because I think a lot of folks misunderstand how this works and they think the support is not there, but they are. So if you click on this link here, okay, it's going to open the support. Yeah, I use this kind of picture here. So this is my support system. You can see I'm very technically oriented. So for me, it's very easy to figure everything out. So I never really needed to create a ticket ever. But the fact is, you might need to create one. So in this case, you can open a ticket. If you click on open ticket, okay, then you will simply mention what the ticket is and the urgency, because if it's urgent, they may look at it faster than if it's low. Okay. And select a category. There's, for example, it could be commission, could be billing, whatever the situation may be over here. Okay. And then you put your message in there. If let's say there's some things that you want to upload, maybe it is a little movie, a little video that's showing what you've done. Some of you can do that easily. Some of you, maybe you just want to take a screenshot and put it over here. It's there. And then you create your ticket. Once your ticket is created, then it'll be submitted. Okay. And once it's submitted, what happens here? Let me go back to, I went back to the member area. Sorry about that. Let's go back here. Okay. And then you can see here that these are going to be the active ticket. Okay. So when you click on this button here, obviously there's no ticket for me, but the tickets actives are here. Okay. So let me go back. And the closed tickets, these are tickets that were resolved, or maybe you didn't respond. And after a certain time, they realize, okay. And maybe that there's a ticket here that you didn't get a response because you forgot to look into it. I'll tell you in a moment where you go through to check this out. And your kits are here. You can click on that and reopen it if there's a need for it. And the other thing here is action required. This means that there's a response. And I think the majority of people don't realize that they need to click here and your answer is there. So many of you right now may feel that I'm waiting for a response. They didn't respond back to me. They might have been days ago, maybe even a week ago or so. And it's sitting here and it's waiting. It's going to be here. It's going to wait for a response from you on is it resolved or not. Okay. So I thought of spending a little bit of time on that to kind of help you understand the ticket process. Okay. Because remember, we have people from all over the world. Well, GotBackup has people from all over the world here and from different time zones and so forth. So keep that in mind. And that's why the system, like if I buy any kind of software or tools or plugins for, I do WordPress website. And anyway, that's beside the point. Whenever I need an issue, when I have an issue or a problem, it's exactly the way this works. This is standard, folks. Okay. It's not a GotBackup thing. It's standard. When you need support, everything is contained within the back office. Okay. So I just thought of mentioning that. Is there anything else, Tammy, you want to mention that I didn't mention here?
Chris was asking if we're in the same kitchen. We're actually, Chris is in the other office. We got a couple offices in our home. So he's in his office. I'm in my office.
Yeah. We're in Florida.
Chris, I just wanted to let everybody know, what's important is to take screenshots. If there's something specific that you see, that could be a challenge, take screenshots, you guys. That's the best thing to do, to send to them. And so it really helps them to understand. So,
Yeah,
like
and
Chris
Gail, I
said, a
really
short
appreciate your
video or
feedback here.
screenshots. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, what's important is that we conform to the protocol that is available for us to get the best support, and that's what's really, really important here, folks. Now let's shift over to okay. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out of my account. Okay, and I'm going to be logging in into the demo account. Oops, just bear with me here. The reason, folks, is because a lot of information is private. It's like opening my bank account and showing my bank account to the world, right? It's not very smart. So I'm going into a demo account so we can go deeper into some of the details that are important here. Okay. So I'm not going to go through the digital tools because we've had many trainings. We went through this a few weeks back. We talked about the lead capture system, extra promo tools, and all of these. So let me close that for now, and let me go into my business, and let's focus on that for now. Okay. So one thing that I want to get into right away, and I think it's a very, very, very common question, is people are looking for, okay, how do I set up my account so when I earn money with GotBackup, this money can be deposited into my account, or I can fill the credit card that is provided with the service that GotBackup is in partnership to pay commissions all over the world. So if I go into commission payment option, click on that. Okay. So what's happening here is there's two options that GotBackup uses. One is Wise, which is a company that's been around for quite a while. In some countries, there might be some restrictions, or it may not even be available in your country. For that reason, I personally prefer Pay Quicker. I find that they are very, very sharp and very effective, and also very inexpensive. Okay. It's like $2, but it depends where you live. If you live in a country where the banks are a bit more restrictive and complicated and they charge fees, these fees obviously going to be reported to consumers. As we know, we hear this on the news all the time with the tariffs and everything else. We, the consumers, were always at the end of the line. But what's the point here is Pay Quicker is a very, very good alternative for you to get paid. And if the charges are a bit more expensive in your country, I don't recommend that you choose to get paid every Friday. Choose to get paid once a month. And usually what I recommend is, let's say the month of April is over, okay? There's usually the spread about 4 to 5 days. Like, let's say that the month ends on a Friday or a Saturday, and the new week begins, and we happen to be in the new month, then that's when you check on. And I'll come back to that a little bit on deciding when you want to get paid. Okay. But right now, for the Wise account, what you do here is you would select this button here, and you would simply put your email in there, and then you would choose the currency that you want to get paid into. And from there, you will create your Wise account. So there's a bit more steps within Wise. And for me to go through this, folks, it's because I already have a Wise account, and to do all of this, it'll be complicated, and I have to expose some personal things. So I recommend that if you want to use Wise, to actually click on this particular link. Okay. So what's happening here is everything could be done over here. Okay. Now, when it comes to Pay Quicker, it's a bit different. If you select this one over here, you put your email there. Okay. And what it says over here is there's an activation fee of $2, which is really inexpensive, because there's some companies that I've been using before and are like $15 to $16. In some cases, it might be even more than that. And what's happening here, and this is important that you understand, that once you add your email address you want to associate with your Pay Quicker account, you will not receive an email to register an account immediately. Okay. The reason why is, if let's say there's 100,000 members that puts an email there, but they haven't received the payment, it's a lot of labor work for a company for something that will never happen. So that's the reason. It's a very logical process. This is not GotBackup, folks. This is a policy for Pay Quicker. The registration email will only be sent when you have a payout ready. So let's say you've earned a commission, and I'll tell you where you activate to receive the payment on that particular week. But once a payout is sent, then God Backup will send the payout to Pay Quicker, and then you will receive an email to process the account, to finish the process. And this is how this works. And I think that's where some folks get a little bit confused here. Okay. So it's a very straightforward. I mean, when I did this, I was not even aware of Wise, and I created the account. It was just straightforward. It just asks you for some basic information. It wants you to confirm you are who you say you are. And so there's no gaming going on. And once you receive the payment from God Backup and God Backup submit the payment to Pay Quicker, that's when Pay Quicker will follow up and finish the registration process once there's a payment sent to you, because the money will be in your account. And for you to access it, you just need to go through the process of registering your account. Okay. It's really straightforward. Okay. And then you click apply, and then from there, the system. I'm not going to do that because it's a demo account, but I just wanted to mention that. Okay. Now, Steve, I saw your comment here that you're disappointed with support and all of these things. Steve, I'm telling you, the support is very, very good, but it's just a question of understanding the process I was explaining as we start. I don't know if you were there from the beginning, but they resolved almost every single problem. The challenge that we see is people don't follow through because they're just not aware. It's not your fault necessarily, because you're just not aware that you're not going to receive an email or a phone call, right? Remember, God Backup is supporting people from 156 countries around the world. I don't know where this could come from and where the issue may be, but I can tell firsthand that every issues are resolved. And if they're not, they work really, really hard to help you solve, and they go above and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to give them a credit for that, because sometimes not knowing what people go through, it's easy to point the finger. And Steve, I'm not pointing out you. I do understand you might be some frustration there, but I think that the process, from my experience, the process is very good as long as you follow the guideline I was sharing about earlier. Anything else you want to add to this, Tammy?
Yeah, and everything's recorded, right? So you just have to go back to the YouTube channel to catch this session, and listen to the beginning parts to really have an understanding, and to make sure that your team members also are aware of how to get the results that they need through support.
Cool. Okay, let's start here with commission overview. So if I click on that, okay, so this will obviously, folks, this is a demo account. This is not a live account. So looking at these amounts, don't worry about it. It's just to give you a little bit of an idea. Okay, so what happens here is you can see here the amounts in 2025. Okay, and what's been accumulated. Okay, so for example, I can see what's been accumulated since I started God Backup, and the amount is quite substantial, folks, because it compounds, and you can see this over here, right? And again, there's not much to explain. It's just a report that gives you the details of how much you've earned based on 2025, 2024, 2023, and it's all here. Okay, you can go yearly, you can go monthly, and it's all there. And you can also see the stats. They're all over here. If you specify for, let's say, 2024, I click on view, then the details will reflect for 2024. Okay, so obviously a live account that is actually active in building the business will actually see the amounts over here. Okay, so that's where you can see what you've earned and the total amount that you've earned. This is what we call the commission overview. So it's an overview of your commissions. Could be yearly, could be monthly. Okay, anything else we're going to add to this, Tammy?
Nope, it's all good.
Okay, so let's move on to my commissions. Okay, when you click here, and I do this, pretty regularly, you can see what's going on weekly over here. Okay, obviously it's not an active account, so it's not like there's activity every week, but you can see here that you can see all time amounts, and you can see in the last year, okay, well, 365 days, and you can see what's been going on in the past 30 days and the last 7 days, and what's going on, what happened yesterday and what happened today. One thing you can do here is you can say, well, I want to see monthly. I'd like to see what I've earned so far. And what will show here is the CAB commission, customer acquisition bonus. Okay. And that's where this will show. And for example, the month of April, I click on search, and what's going to happen, you can see here the little blue line, and it'll show you what you've earned for that particular month. You can go to previous months. You can go weekly, as you saw earlier, or you can go yearly for 2025 or 2024. If I click on 2024, click on search here, and then let's just wait for the system to respond. And again, remember, it's not a live account, so it's just a practice here, and there's amounts for you to see. You can see here, if you sponsor some people here, you can see that the cab commissions will be over here, and the total amount will be over here. Okay. When you look at the holdback fee, what's happening is digital transactions today, credit cards hold a certain amount from every transaction that GotBackup receives in their credit card. And what they do is they will reflect that same amount here. Okay. So it's not that GotBackup is holding money from you. It's they're a business that is operating and they can't pay commission on what they haven't got a payment for. So when you look at a holdback fee, it's something that's going to be given back to you. And I think that the system, the way this works is 6 months. Okay. So 6 months down the line, which you're going to see what these holdback were that will be added on to your like holdback release. You can see over here. Okay. It's been released, and obviously it's cumulative. So what's going to happen is from 6 months from now, and then all these small amounts will accumulate. Okay. Look at that. It's kind of like a saving account, right? So it's just going to be added on to your commissions. It's very normal. It's very, very, very standard. Okay. So let's carry on that. And Tammy, pay attention if there are some questions that need to be addressed as I'm explaining.
Yeah. So let me see. I know that Steve is still saying that.
That's okay. Hey, Steve, listen, we can't, I mean, at the end of the day,
you have to connect with
Yes.
support. This is this is not a platform. Like we're here to train people on how to access the
we're not customer
information in
service.
their
We're
back
not
office.
backup.
Yeah,
We're an
exactly. We're
associate
not
just like you
customer
guys.
service, but
Exactly.
yeah.
And at this point, so there's only so much that we can tell you, but you do need to connect with GotBackup and resolve this. Okay. Let's not
Yeah. And
consume the entire time here. So
if they
the
don't
next one over
respond
here
right
is
away, you just contact them again. Yeah, it's no problem because they're so good. The support system is so good here.
yes, they are.
Yeah.
So let's go back to my payout history. So if you click on that, okay, you can see right now there's $44.99 over here. Remember earlier I was telling you you can choose to get paid on that Friday or not, because every single Friday, GotBackup will issue a payment as long as it's over $22. Okay. Remember, every time there's a transaction, there's always transaction fees that the company has to deal with. Okay. So make sure that they're always in a position where everything can function for the long term, there are these small regulations and they're here. And I recommend you go through these, but it's $22. As long as you have that, then the payment will be issued. And what you do is you check mark this little box here. If this is checked on and I click on update, okay. So like, for example, yesterday was Friday. Every Friday, there's a payment issue, and the payments are issued every single Friday. So that $44.99 would have been sent to, let's say I'm using PayQuicker or Wise, it'd be sitting into your account there. And from your account there, you can assign them to your bank accounts. Okay. So, or you can just fill in the credit card that they offer if you want to use that and use that to do whatever it is that you want to do with it. Okay. So and what I tend to do, me personally, is because Tammy and I are used to that. So at the end of, for example, at the end of the month of April, as long as at least 4 or 5 days, for example, let's say that the end of the month happens to be on a Thursday. Well, the payments are most likely not going to be issued on that Friday. They're going to be issued on the next Friday. Okay. So what I tend to do, because the full commission, you remember, like all the different commissions, there's 7 ways to get paid. Well, this is paid in full at the end of the month. But the cabs, yes, you can get them every Friday. For example, if you're an affiliate, a person that sponsors a lot of people regularly every single week, you can check this on. Okay. And what GotBackup will do is it will send the money and it will accumulate into whatever account, virtual account you chose to utilize. It's as simple as that. Okay. So you can leave this on all the time and the money will just be sent to that account. Me personally, I like to see a big amount, well, the amount that we receive every single month. And at the end of the month, as long as it's at least 4 days for the Friday, I check this on and I update. Otherwise, I leave this unchecked and I update, and then this amount accumulates. Okay. And at the end amount, you see the big amount based on the amount of work that you've done here. And you can also see the reports is all down here. Okay. Everything that you've done, the commissions, the cabs, and everything else. It'll be awesome to be able to say there's 7 ways to get paid here. But again, for me to do that and open my account would have to expose everything, which is not a wise thing to do. And also I think there might be some legality issues in reference to the FTC for me to start showing you how much I make and all of these things. It's not appropriate. But the fact here is all the reports are here. Okay. And you can see all the 7 ways to get paid. It's all described in here. Okay. And I'll show you somewhere else where you can check this out. Okay. Now here's something that's really, really important. If you click on my downline. So while this is going on, let me pause for a minute. Tammy, is there any questions that we need to address?
No, it's all good. Yeah, I
Okay.
just wanted Stefan to know that what he's looking for, we were training at the very beginning. So we need to keep the flow of the training for
Yes, absolutely.
everybody who's here. Yeah.
Okay. So of course, there's always going to be little things, and not to worry, Steve. We'll resolve everything. So from
No,
here,
that was
this is your
Stefan.
family tree. Okay. And again, this is a demo account. Tammy, sorry, you want to say something?
No, that was another person. Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep
So
going.
from there, what happens is you have the GB demo account. That would be your account. If you click on this little I, it's going to tell you your rank. It's going to tell you who your enroller is, and this is your ID. Okay. And when you see these members over here, obviously member 1, 2, 3, again, these are testing. What happens here is these are people. You can see here that GB Demo is a sponsor, happens to be on the right side. It's pretty obvious here. But sometimes as your team grows, it gets a little bit overwhelming. And here's a member 3, same thing. The information is here on the left. It's a direct referral and everything is there. Okay. Now, something that's important. If let's say that
If I can just add to that, if you click on that information and you didn't sponsor that person, you're not going to have the details of them.
correct. And that's a good
Just-
point, Tammy. Some
Yeah.
people may be wondering about this.
Mhm.
If it's not a personal to you, you can see these are all direct. Okay, the direct referrals, obviously, it's going to be indicated here. If it's not direct, you won't see as much details because it's
Mhm.
not your associate. They don't
Mhm.
want you to connect directly with people that you didn't sponsor, but you do benefit from them into the binary cycle. And when on the cycling that occurs. And I'll come back to that in a minute. So this is how this goes. But what's really important here to understand, and we've done some trainings on this in the past, on how to enroll, how to place someone in the tree. So if let's say someone comes in and enroll into GotBackup, they won't be placed on the left, on the right automatically. Eventually, they will end up on the side, we call them the smaller side, the weaker side, the side that has less volume. That's what I mean by the weaker side. It's not a bad place. It's not a bad thing. It's just that it's a team that's growing. And for example, if someone was sponsored and they haven't been placed with yet, they will appear over here. There's going to be another option I will show here, and it's going to show the list of people that are ready to be placed. Okay. And you'll notice that when you have someone in here, you'll notice this icon here, this gray icon, available spot for a new affiliate from your holding tank. What I mean by the holding tank is the person that's sitting here, I'm telling you, okay, you will click on wherever you want to place them. Now, personally, between you and I, Tammy, I've done a lot of training on this. When you position people, you always want to put it on the left side or on the right side. Okay, left side or right side. I don't recommend to fill all the holes. This is not how you build a prosperous organization, because everybody has to contribute and build their business. Okay. And again, another thing that I recommend is don't wait for your upline to build your downline for you in thinking, well, I'm building this side, you build that side. This is the worst possible process of duplication that you can ever impose into your downline.
Mhm.
Because we know that through the rule of numbers, there are going to be some folks that are not going to do very much, and it's okay. And some will do a lot. So the ones who do a lot will see spillover, and the ones that don't do so much, you won't see spillover. But it's not about doing so much. It's about the fact that you want to take responsibility for your business. I just
Exactly.
started sharing this thought as we're on the topic. But what happens here is when you see this little icon here, I recommend bottom left, bottom right, always. Okay. And then when you click on this icon over here, it'll be a gray icon like this with that's going to be either the left or the right. You're going to see that every position will have a gray on one side if there's nobody there. Okay. So this becomes full with gray position. You're going to see a gray on the left, gray on the right, whatever. So from there, what happens when you click on that icon, then you will have a little list of all the names that are in your holding tank. So let's say there's 10 people, 5 people, 6 people. You're going to see those 6 people showing up when you click on this icon, okay? And then you can see, well, which one you want to place. Okay, so for example, let's say that out of the 5, you want to put one on the right. You would probably click one on the right, and you would select out of the 5 the one that you want to be placed on the right side. Same thing here on the left side. It's as simple as that. And then their position. But the good news is, even if you didn't place them in a tree yet, they can start building their businesses right away. They don't have to wait for you to place them. But if you don't place them, again, I just want to recap on that. If you don't place them yourself, the system will place them automatically because they need to be part of a tree somewhere, right? And some people don't never log into their back office. They have no idea what's going on. So the system will do it for you, and it will place it on the side that has less volume to try to balance your cycles to increase your income. Okay, so they're kind of doing you a favor here. So this is basically, let me just bring down a bit. Okay, so this is your downline. Now, there's something else I want to share with you here with your downline that I think is very, very, very important. If you click on this button over here, your downline stats, and you want to calculate how many cycles you're going to get so far. If you click on this, click here. Okay, let's wait for the response to come back. Okay. So what's going to happen is there's 3 columns. Okay. So on the left side is the paid affiliates. Okay. So these are people that, so in other words, it says that there's 6 people in the tree. And there's 2 on the left side and 4 on the right side. So technically, from this example, this person would have 1 cycle. Okay. Now, it happens that there's 6 active, but out of that, 1 is not active. So someone didn't renew their membership. They will appear here. So on the left side, depending on how many people have not renewed, if you go back to your back office, you will notice here, there's going to be a number. Okay. So this is your left side and your right side of people who have been suspended or maybe they've canceled. They happen to be here. Okay. And over here on the right side is the total. So they look at the active members and the suspend or inactive members, and that's a total here. That's where you see 7. So there's actually 3 on the left and 4 on the right. The reason why you see 2 here is because over here, as you can see, one of them is inactive. So if you want to calculate how many cycles you are earning, well, just do the math. Every time there's 4 on one side and 2 on the other, that's 1 cycle. So if the numbers here are 150, okay, so you can see here that you need 4. So out of the vote 100, it's going to take, if you divide 100 by 4, it gives you what? 25. Okay. And on the left side here, let's say you had 50. Well, what's happening here is the maximum that you can get is 25. So what happens is going to take 2 on the left side. So let me rephrase that now. So there's 50 on the left side. What is 50 divided by 2? Is 25. Okay. So you are maximizing your cycles because you got exactly a ratio of 4 to 2. There's 100 here and there's 50 here. So you're going to receive 25 cycles. How did I calculate this again? I divided the 100 by 4 and I divided the 50 by 2. And it just happens that 100 divided by 4 is 25. And a 50 by 2 is 25. So this is 25 cycles. This is how you can calculate how many cycles do you have so far in your business? Tammy, is there anything else you want to add to this?
No, you're very, very clear on this segment.
Okay.
Lucy asked a great question on how long does it take for the company to position that person if somebody doesn't position them right away?
Great question, Lucy. It's 36 hours, 3 days. Okay. So 3 days. So this is how this work when you look at your business
You mean
and you
70?
look,
Yeah,
go ahead.
that would be 72 hours. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Okay. So
math,
it's
math, math.
why did that it's just a sec. Is it 36 hours or 72? You know what? I think it's 3 days. I'm pretty certain.
I
And
think it's 3 days. Yes.
yeah, so
We
72 hours.
we can share that next week and have the clarity on it. But yeah, 3 days. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
But personally, folks, I don't know about you, but when someone sponsors into my team, I don't wait a second. So for me, it's like within
Work with
minutes.
them. Yeah,
I
show
place
them
them
how to
within
do
minutes.
this stuff. Yeah.
And the reason why is because if there's spillover, I want them to benefit from the spillover and not
Mhm,
wait,
mhm.
right? So because if someone gets positioned and in 3 days the person comes in, well, they end up underneath whatever business might have occurred. That's why
Yeah.
me personally, I don't wait. I
Mhm.
sponsored I mean, I placed them on the spot. I don't wait a second. The moment I know they're in, it's done within the same minute. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so we have to train people to do this, the simple disciplines, right? Because they may miss an opportunity if you position that person and somebody else has somebody to position and they do it quicker than you do, then that person is going to be above the person you bring in. So you want to make sure that we train our people to get people in as quick as possible. Okay, because everything's about timing in the organization. And
absolutely.
yeah, and Chris, there was another question: how and where can we purchase leads if interested in getting leads? Contact the company. We do get emails. I
Mhm.
know there was a co-op option and last month. So check your emails and also support. That's what support is there for, to help you answer your questions.
Absolutely correct. And also, Lori, I just want to let you know, don't worry about coming late because the link that you clicked on, that is the recording. Just so everybody knows, folks, if you click on that link once the presentation is done, we're about 20 minutes away to finish this session today. You can start from the beginning. You can do it now, but I recommend you just start from now and go back and listen to it. Okay. So let's go back to my direct affiliate. This is very, very important here, folks. If you click on my direct affiliate, now what is going to happen, it's going to list all the members. Remember, folks, I was showing you member 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This is what it is here. And then this is the list of folks that are here. Okay. So you can see that the join date. So that is in July in 2021. Okay. So they were all created for the sake of demo. This one is in May 30th. Again, it was a trial. Okay. And so again, these are just examples. So this is where all your members are going to be located. And most of technically, if these are your personals, there's a phone number here. And if, let's say, someone becomes inactive or pending, they may not be aware of this. So it's a good responsibility. It's good practice in your business to call those members and remind them. Don't think that you're being annoying because you might be providing them a service. Because if they're not active and they qualify to receive a payment, it's unfortunate, but the payment will not be issued. Okay. It will remain in the tank. You don't lose the money. It stays into your account, but it's not going to trigger. So and this is a very generous thing because I know that there's some companies that if you're not active, you just lose your commission. It's gone. It's gone. So this is a very, very generous company, folks. They really, really care about you more than you know. So there's a lot of rules here that are there to really help you. So, but you want to make sure that you are active to receive your payments. Okay. Very important. So by having the numbers here and their emails, I don't try to email these folks. It's going to go nowhere. But in this case, you can remind them, hey, John, Mary. And there's some things, I want to show you something very important here when it comes to that. Okay. While we're in a topic, if I go into digital tools and you go to your lead capture system, and most people don't know this, folks, but this is very powerful. This is what I do when I notice that someone drops like I have a certain amount of members that I sponsored, and I realize that, oh, I just lost one, I go into my lead capture system. Okay, let's just wait for the system to respond back. And I go into my follow-ups, because GotBackup, what they do is the moment someone becomes inactive, the system puts them into an email list of pending or cancel. You see how powerful that is? Let me tell you how powerful that is. And I know I'm not going to go in detail on this because I've done some trainings on that, but just to point it out, if you go to, for example, let's see here, suspended. If I click on that, okay, these are emails, okay, that I highly recommend. I mean, highly recommend that you initiate, because this will be white for you. It'll be just a white background. Okay. But when you click on this, if I just click on the eye here, I think we might, yeah, you remember, Tammy, we did that on our training. That's an example that Tammy and I showed you, and the trainings probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. You can go back to the playlist of Saturday trainings, which this one will be added onto, is how can we help? A little personal pictures of Tammy and I, and just letting them know what I send them. Okay. And again, they can book a Zoom call because I have a calendar system and my phone number. Maybe okay. So the fact here, folks, is this is an email that will go automatically into the inbox of the person who became suspended. Okay. So if you go back, I'm showing you how to create those emails. Something else I want to walk you through. Subscribers. If you click on subscribers lists. Okay. You see member 3, remember I was telling you that when one person was suspended, was not active? That's the one. So this person, you would have a name, you have an email, and you most likely would have a phone number here. So you can contact that person. So this is how I go through the people that once were active and now they're inactive. They receive an email from me automatically because I showed you that it's there. Okay, it's an autoresponder. This is what I mean by GotBackup is way more just the cloud service, folks. It's an email marketing system to support your organization.
It's amazing.
It goes way beyond what people realize they have, and that's why I wanted to point this out. Okay, so it's all here. So I'm going to move on from that, but I just pointed out because if you want to get more details on this, go back to the training on the email marketing, and we talked about that. Anything else you want to add to this, Tammy?
No, that's good.
Let's go back to the business and let's carry on.
Joe had a question in regards to the positioning. Maybe share the FAQ section, Chris, for everybody, because it show there's a video on the bottom, FAQ. There we go. A lot of questions that we ask are in this section as well, just so you know. Maybe before you even connect to support, you might want to click on these. And if you clicked on holding tank, which is number 5, I remember because when I first started, I needed to know how to position people, clicked on it, and I learned how to do it. So get to know your back office. Seriously, if you're in business, you need to know how your business functions. And that's one thing that Chris and I did. The moment we got started, we took the time to know what we had available. And that's why we got really good at the email marketing system. We actually bought the emails done for you, when you first sign up, because we wanted to see how the company does them. Mm-hmm. And then we watched the videos on how to create the email system. So now we have a lot more emails in our system than we actually bought. So we've learned the process by making some investments in ourselves and purchasing some things so that we can learn. And it's all tax deductible, you guys. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. That's one thing Chris and I have done for so many years. We're not shy to invest in ourselves because really we're the asset, right? We if we can provide and we can do things and we can teach them, right? So that's the key, is to develop yourself, develop your skills, click on things. Don't sit around and watch TV programs. Learn how this functions and you're going to see you're going to grow your business so much faster than
I agree.
anybody else.
I agree. So just to carry on, guys, because we're 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. I'm not going to go through all the details here. You have here, okay, we just went through the direct affiliate. That these are the people, the list of people you sponsored, live webinars, webinars replays, GotBackup leaderboard. But I want to just pause for a moment here in recognition and rank up. This is something that most of you are not utilizing to its full extent, and it's such a powerful tool, folks. Okay. Unfortunately, that's not an account that's active. So there wouldn't be anybody here. But for example, in mine and maybe yours, you'll notice that all the people in your business, they will show up here with their status. Okay. And you can actually create, maybe for the sake of discussion here, Tammy, I think I can probably use my account for this one because it's really
Even
hard.
a training segment on a Saturday just on this stuff, recognizing your people is absolutely important.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree.
And if we have time, Chris, I'd like to go through the 4 benchmarks, because at the
Yeah,
end of the
we'll
day,
definitely do that. We'll finish with that because this is really
yeah.
important. I agree.
Mhm.
So let me just kind of walk you through this because we're pretty much done on the business. The components are important to you. Let's see. Recognition and rank up. That's the one I was writing. Yeah. You can also welcome new members, but it's the same. Whatever I'm doing here, it's the same thing you can do here. This is something, folks, that you should be really responsible with. It's absolutely awesome. And the reason why it's taking time is because the team is expanding quite a bit. And you can see here all the people that hit silver. Okay, all the people that hit bronze. If I go back 100, let's do a quick search. Okay. You can see here that there is going to be, for example, someone that just hit diamond, right? So all the sapphires, all the platinum. Okay. So what's happening is when you say congratulations here, you just click on this button over here. Okay. And then from there, what's going to happen? It's going to create a beautiful flyer for you ready to promote. Okay. And then you can go ahead and download the template. So if I download this template here, and I go to my download directory, I can turn around and I can post. Oh, wrong side. One moment here, folks. Okay. You can see here, and then you can promote this link. Okay. Another person that hit platinum. I'm very, very diligent on these things. Okay. Here's an example here. All right. Lawrence Kojo Dennis that hits that fire. These are important ranks, folks. And remember the example.
All ranks are important. Yeah. Every stepping stone to grow your business. Absolutely.
Copper
And
is one of the
congratulations,
building
Frank.
blocks.
Frank hit copper.
Yeah. See, copper is a building block. You want to recognize your
Really is.
coppers.
Mhm.
Okay. It's really, 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 really important. So
I think
this
even
here,
bronze, Chris, getting your first person, because at the beginning, we're learning, right? We're learning and growing. So I think every single rank is absolutely important, because that's the stepping stones, and it grows you personally. Because the higher you go, the more confidence you have in leading others and building yourself, right? So yeah, phenomenal. Congratulations, Frank. And a couple more questions, Chris. Which GotBackup package should we sell as an affiliate to qualify for the placements? So, Chris, maybe you can just very quickly show the link section where they can go.
Oops, hold on. Okay, so Tammy, just want to make sure I'm in the right. Okay, go ahead. Tell me where you want me to go.
So use this tool. You want to share the reseller links, the English?
Sure.
Yeah. So you have the 4 different languages there, Yvonne. Yeah.
Okay. And the question, Tammy, I'm sorry, I was distracted when you were.
It says which GotBackup packages. The packages. So should we sell? So the packages, you want to make sure that they pay the $20 member fee. and then
Okay,
they
let me
either
walk
come
through
in
this.
at the 997 or and you do this through your links.
So if you click on Get Started Today, okay? So if
Yeah.
someone wants to start, I recommend this package here, the family pack. This is what I recommend. Well, it makes complete sense. You got 6 terabytes for 997. $1 less, you get one. I mean, think about it, folks. It's a no-brainer.
And you
Okay.
copy the link on the top there, your link, of course.
You copy this is a demo link, folks. This is not going to do anything for you. So don't use this. You have to use yours with your ID.
Your ID.
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll take them directly to this page, and they can choose. And if they pay the $20 to be a member, then you'll be placing them in your tree.
So what happens here, just to recap, this is the information of a person as they enrolled. Okay, the contact information for the address and details that are necessary for the company to follow through with payments and everything else. Okay. And then from there, you choose to pay with your credit card or crypto. If it's a crypto, you just put your handle. And if you don't know what crypto, don't worry about this. Then just your credit card is in there. And there's one more thing we want to talk to you about when it comes to the internal wallet. But for example, this is it here. Okay. So for example, here, this is if they want to become an associate to build a business, you want to make sure that this is checked on. Okay. If they just want to be customers, you check this off. Okay. And this here, it's an insurance policy that it's only $10 per year that GotBackup backs up your stuff into another server, external server. Okay. So I recommend it. I pay for it every year.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to, you can check it off.
Yeah.
Okay. I recommend it. So I leave it on. And obviously I like to work with associates. So I leave this on. And that's it. And that's what the payment will be here. And then it will be charged the $997 every single month. Okay. Me personally, I think that the yearly package is a lot more attractive because you pay one time and it's done. And the next time it's a year from now. It's really awesome. And just so you know that when you pay for the year, GotBackup will divide your payment into 12 months. And so you're active every single month, right? So you receive the cycles and everything else, even if you pay for the year. Okay. So it's fair. So this is the year payment. So again, it's the same thing. If they just want to be customers, you remove the $20. If they want to be an associate, which I recommend, you added $20. And that's it.
Customers are not in the tree. Members are in the tree. You'll
Correct.
be able to place them in the tree. And Frank had a question about marketing, and welcome also to GotBackup, Frank. So advertising, you can advertise these linked through your own databases. I mean,
yes, of course.
Yeah,
you can. I mean, for example, some of you are very savvy with Facebook ads and Google ads and YouTube, all of these. Obviously, you know what you're doing. If you're doing a short or whatever, you have your little videos there. And then you would probably refer this link. Or maybe I like this one. I find it's a bit more professional because once they pass the Facebook ad or whatever you did and you click on this, then this looks really professional. And when they put their name and their email there, if you go back to the Saturday trainings we did 2 weeks ago, we talked about your email marketing. Well, once people enroll here, they end up into your pre-enrollee lists. And whatever emails are there, they're going to start receiving those emails from you personally. Okay. So it is really, folks, it's amazing the amount of tools that are available here. I like this one personally also. Some people are skeptical. They don't want to put their credit card until they know that what they're using. So they have an opportunity here to enroll without putting a credit card information. Okay. And for 7 days, they will have access to this, not this entire thing, but just enough to see your tools to be able to install the software and the app. So they can have their phone completely, because the service is very fast now. Their phone's backed up, the computer's backed up, usually done within a day or 2 or 3, and then it's all done. And now they're hooked. Their stuff is backed up, and they still have 3 more days to test things around. And then, and again, it's part of the email marketing that if you buy, I think it's $20, you can buy the emails made for you. Okay. And from there, you can change it, add your own signature and everything else. That after the 7 day, they start receiving emails to activate their account. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think that that was a promotion. I'm not sure if it's still there, Chris,
I think it is still
but
there.
again, you can contact support
Yes.
and ask them for that you want to tell them you want to purchase the emails done for you for the 7 day, and you don't have to worry about putting it together. I mean, you can add your picture, you can add videos, you can add whatever just to personalize these, but yeah. So Chris, let's jump into the four benchmarks because it seems like there's a lot of new people
Okay.
that are on today's session. So we share with you the strategies because at the end of the day,
Extra
we
tools.
yeah.
And then I would go into, I think it's promo content. Yeah. English.
English.
Here's the
There we go.
PDF, and we all have access to it. I'm going to go to the bottom of the page. Here are the four benchmark. Go ahead, Tammy.
Okay, so this is the building strategy that is simple and duplicatable. Okay, so like Chris said, the foundation, the fundamentals are the building blocks is the copper. Okay, and the core rank is the gold focus. So number one is to enroll your first two people. Put one on the left, one on the right. And then you want to repeat that process in number two. Go get one more on the left, one more on the right. And the goal is to build a user enrollment tree of 25 plus people by helping people do the same thing. Training your people to become copper. Because if you can become a copper, you can teach somebody to become a copper. It's so simple, right? And it really is that simple. It's a $10 a month price point. So it should be very simple for people to get many people in. Okay. It's a matter of working it. If you're working it, you're making money. If you're not working it, you're not making money. That's simple. Okay. So the key is to teach your people. That's the duplication process of teaching people to build it. And you can see number four is to build, to personally enroll up to 10 people. And maybe, Chris, you can and duplicate coppers within your team. Maybe you can show them the graph really
Yeah.
quickly.
Let me come back to that in a minute.
Yeah.
One thing that's important, Yvonne, that's a good question here is how do you qualify? You basically need to have one person on your left side, one person on your right side that are ordering the $10 a month.
Yeah.
That's how you qualify to earn your cycles, and everything else will add on as you move up in rank. And in line of that, let me explain exactly what Tammy we're referring. I wanted to show you the internal wallet, but I think we're running out of time. But folks,
We
there's
can
other
do that
trainings that
another
we do
day.
talk
Yeah.
about it. But
Mhm.
these are for people who don't have a credit card. They can pay you cash. You can refill it with a credit card over here. For
With
example,
your
just very
person.
quickly, Tammy, because some folks may want to know that. So
Okay.
it
With
says
your
you can pay you
personal.
cash, and you can charge a credit card for the exact amount necessary for the enrollment. And once it's in the account, then you can see here that the amount will show up just as such. Okay. And then let's say you can transfer this amount and to only your personals. Okay. This is not a
Mhm.
money game here, guys, but all the personals from this position here, okay, could actually could receive the amount. And the other thing too is you can create an invitation sign up link with the money. So it's paid in advance. So in this case, you create a new link with the amount. Obviously, if let's say they want to go for the 1 year, you would need at least $140, which is $139.97. Okay. And then you create a link. If it's monthly, you would need at least $40, which is $39.97. Then you can create the link here. And I think it's going to say it's not enough, but let's just, yeah. Okay. So in other words, so what happens here is which package you want here. You want the monthly, it goes this way. Okay. So you need at least $39.94. That's what he's telling you. So I could create it with this amount of money here. And you would put here, a description. And then the moment you do that, that link will be passed on to your associate, to your new associate, and he can sign up with that. Okay. But that's only for the people that you enroll. Okay. Now, let's go back to my business, and in line two, let's see, new comp plan rank. Okay. We'll finish on this note. So you can see here, you have your rank and everything else. And for you to move up in rank, folks, you can see that this report will give you, will tell you what you need. For example, for copper, you need to have one on the left, one on the right. Okay. So in this case, and that's active. So these people are not active, it's a demo account. So what this is in line to become copper, folks. That's what Tammy was talking about when she talked about the benchmark, one left, one right. That's what we're talking about here. That's a copper, one left, one right. And to become, and again, I'm not going to, because we did a training on that, Tammy and I, a few weeks back, but to become silver, it's that the rule doesn't change from a copper, except that you have one person became copper. Okay. Either one of your personal or someone that you personally have enrolled someone and became copper. And from there to move up as a goal, and I share that in every presentations, you need to have at least 5 people sponsored. Another one on the left, another one on the right. This is the reason why we're teaching you that right from the start to get you into the right mindset and the right habit. Build a user enrollment of 25. Why are we saying that? Well, because here, to qualify, you need at least 25. So we're preparing you to reach the core rank, which is becoming gold. That's the logic of the duplication. Okay. And you need to have at least 3 people that became copper in 3 separate enrollment tree. What I mean by that is out of the 5 people, okay, so one person became copper, or maybe someone in their line became copper, and a second line, same thing. The third line, same thing. So that's what you mean by 1 copper per enrollment tree, which is 3. Okay. And if you don't fully understand that, folks, go back to the comp line training we did. It's all explained very well.
Chris, can you, because there's a lot of new people here, can you go to the YouTube channel so that people...
We're passing the hour right now, but
yeah, I know, but there's a lot of new people here.
Okay.
So go to the GVO YouTube channel.
Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to post a link here for you.
Yeah, that would be very helpful for them.
Sorry about that. Let's go to GVO. Okay. So I'm going to post a link here.
And we highly recommend, for those of you who are new, you can download the compensation plan where Chris showed you on the extra tools under promo tools, English, and then watch the video so you can learn how to build this.
See, I'm adding this right now. GotBackup team training calls. Boom. Okay. So what's happening here, folks, is if you go into playlists, okay, you can select different categories. And one of them here is the GotBackup trainings that we do every Saturday. If you click on this, you're going to see the full playlist of all these trainings. This is the one that we're doing right now live. Unlocking the power of GotBackup lead capture system. Folks, it's all there. That was an announcement done over here. These were sessions on momentum, achieving goal. Let's see here. Let's go back. Oh, I think I forgot to put one training here, the one from last week on the compensation plan. I'll come back to
that. Because you recently did one.
Yeah, but there's others over here. For example, you can see here, unlocking the potential. Tammy comprehensive. Okay. For compensation GotBackup Q&A sessions, you can see, folks, we've been busy, huh? Let's carry on. Handling objection.
Add the new one, Chris, so it's easier for people.
Yeah. So let me go back to the trainings. If you go back to the lives, and if I go to the compensation plan, Chris and Tammy,
there we go.
Go ahead and save the playlist, and there. Okay. So when you go to the playlist here, you're going to go back to the Saturday trainings. And by the way, I've just given you the link here. Okay. And here it is. The competition plan, the GotBackup competition plan with Chris and Tammy over here. Unlocking the GotBackup lead capture. These two here, folks, these are good training. I highly recommend for you to go there and spend some time here, because this will give you everything you need to maneuver yourself around the back office and how to take advantage of this amazing tools of the lead capture system and understanding the compensation plan, which we don't go into a lot of details on that training, but we did go through a lot of details on these trainings on and you can also search within this list. But one of them is called the compensation plan. It's a really good one that goes into a lot of details. And here's another one in email marketing. You're looking for ideas to create content into your email. GotBackup in ChatGPT, which I'm showing you how Tammy and I use this. Unlocking the GotBackup compensation plan with Chris and Tammy. That was done 7 months ago, folks. Okay. So it's a good training to help you understanding the process of building your GotBackup business.
Yeah,
Folks,
I'm just gonna. There's two more questions, Chris. Kelly was asking about the cycles. When you go through this training, you're going to understand the building blocks of how to do this. A cycle is when there's 4 people on one side, 2 on the other, regardless whether you bring them or not. But you need to bring your first 2, one on the left, one on the right. It's that simple. And Frank, should we always balance our legs? It depends, right, on what your focus is in building and supporting the team. But Chris and I are very, very focused on a 2-team structure. We've never built our businesses saying you do this and I'll do that on one side. We've always taken responsibility to build our organizations, and we never counted on somebody above to have spillover. We've always just been leaders and just taking responsibility of building an organization. So at the end of the day, we look in the mirror. If we do some great things, awesome, our business is growing. And
so
if
Tammy,
we
just sorry for
do get
interrupting because
spillover,
we're running out of time. I
yeah.
apologize. What's going on is an earnings cycle bonus, tier 1, tier 2. This is
There we
what I
go.
meant here by cycling.
There we go, Kelly.
Ratio for 4 to 2. You need
Yep.
6 members. And every single presentations we do, we talk about that.
Yeah.
So sorry,
Show
Tammy,
up
I
to
kind of
Wednesday night
interrupted you here. I just
presentation.
wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, if you
So
show
let's
up to
finish this up.
Wednesday night presentation, you're going to see it.
Absolutely. So, sometimes husband and wife guys, we have fun training.
We don't want to
So,
miss anything.
yeah. So at the end of the day, folks, you can see there's a lot of training information there. We hope that this session was a little bit helpful for you. And folks, don't get upset if things don't go exactly your way. There is a process for everything. It's just a question of understanding the process. That's it. I would say 99% of the cases that I've been around, that I came across, that people realize, oh, okay, it was that simple. So don't worry so much. It's okay when things are new and a little foreign. It's a little awkward, and it's all good. It's totally normal. But these trainings that we pointed out to you has every possible segment that you need to build a prosperous business with GotBackup. So we hope that this was helpful. Thank you. I know the call was a little bit longer. We really appreciate your time. We spent an extra 7 minutes here, but
and welcome to all the new people, because I know there's so many new people coming on board, which is super exciting. And we just wanted to welcome all of the new people to the GotBackup family, and always thank you for showing up and keep showing up, because that's what it's all about. Show up until you know how to teach this stuff.
yes. And happy Easter, everyone, especially if you're celebrating Easter this weekend.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Happy
take
holidays.
some great time off with your family, and absolutely enjoy you guys. Love you. Great feedback, great participation. It was wonderful. Have yourself a great rest of your weekend, and bye for now.
Bye-bye. Thank you.